It's so nice to see you. It's been a very long time. I would love to explain where I've been, but I'm not going to. At least not today. There will be a video coming out very soon on that particular issue, but you're just gonna have to wait again. Yeah. I realized though, after going over several of my old videos, I never finished the mini-series that I had started to start, and then I didn't really finish. You know, it's kind of a common occurrence in my life. I start things and I don't finish. On green screens. In the last video that I posted about green screens, I showed you how to set it up. I recorded myself in front of a green screen, and I promised you that I was going to show you how to edit that in DaVinci Resolve, and I just never got around to it. So, with all that build up, I didn't actually end up delivering. It's the YouTube version of Blue Balls. Well, today I'm going to alleviate that situation, because, nobody likes blue balls, and I'm sure you're curious what happens next. In this video, I'm going to show you two different methods for how to tackle this task. The first one, we're not going to spend too much time on because it's just, spoiler alert, it's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be great. The second version, though, is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick around until the end. And you're not going to come back to me in the comments and be like, Ray, this isn't working, and instead you're going to be like, dude, this is awesome. Thank you. Let's do this. All right, so what we have right here is me standing in front of a green screen. This is the segment of footage that I'm going to work with for this tutorial. And then I also chose a background, which is this picture that I took in Venice Beach, California. Very first thing that you want to make sure that you do is set this as the bottom layer, because this is going to be the background. And naturally, we're going to get rid of everything that's in the background here. With that said, let's jump over to the first clip, and for this, what we're going to do is jump into the color page. I have my nodes right here. It's just one node right now. First thing we're going to do is right-click and click Add Alpha Output. Once you do that, you're going to have this little blue box over here. Next thing to do is just to add an extra node. So make sure this node's selected, push Alt-S, and it creates a new serial node. Once you've added a serial node, what you want to do is drag from this box with your mouse over to the blue dot over here that you just created, which is the alpha output. So go over and click on the qualifier. What we're trying to do in this particular instance is to make sure that we qualify out the background. To do that, I'm going to click directly on the green and I'm going to drag it. You want to make sure that over here you have the target with the picker selected. Drop and drag up. And you'll see as you drag it, it selects more and more of the background. Now, it didn't do a perfect job. I'm all right with that because what we're going to do right now is just adjust it a little bit. Also, you'll notice that it's the inverse of what we actually want. So let's fix that part first. Go over here and click on the two arrows with the two circles to invert it. Now, because we're working with alpha, alpha basically is taking a black channel and a white channel. The black channel is something that's not going to show up, and white channel is naturally the opposite, what is going to show up. The best method to accomplish it is to go up here to highlight and click on the highlight black and white. This is going to show you what's visible and what's not visible. This part here in the black, we need to clean this up quite a bit. So what I'm going to do with that is to clean black. And I want to bring it up enough. See if I can't use a little bit of denoise. Not a lot though, because it's going to blur it a little bit. But clean black is going to make this look a lot nicer. Let's see what this looks like without highlights on. I don't like that. It's too blurry. So bring denoise down. It's too blurry for me. Let's use clean white. And we'll use the in and out ratio. Here's one of the biggest issues that you're going to notice is that it's not pretty. So even if I reset the clean black and the in and out and the clean white, go back here to the alpha view, what I'm going to do is increase the width of this a little bit and see if that can help. Now, that actually cleared up quite a bit right here. Let's turn the highlight off and check it. So it's actually a lot better than it was a couple of minutes ago, but it's not perfect. If I zoom in, there's still green right here. And I can try and play with it a little bit, but it's not going to be perfect. That's the problem. I can try and do clean black a little bit, but again, clean black is going to make these lines a little bit blurry, so you're not going to have a sharp foreground if you're using the clean black. So is what it is. I think unfortunately this is as clear as it's going to get. Now there's still the background, obviously, whatever wasn't green, and that's easy enough to select and cut out of the image. All you need to do is come over here to power windows, and we'll drop a power window, and we'll try and get it around the entire frame right here, because I do have some movement in there. I just want to invert this real quick to make sure that I do select as wide as I possibly can. All right, there you go. Not necessarily perfect. Now that we did the color page version, let's scroll through it real quick and see, like right here, for example. Try and bring this up. Look at that. That outline right there, like this is not selling it. This doesn't work. This is awful. And even over here, the green bleeding onto my skin, and up here in the hair, and even with the glasses, what's going on there. So this is not good. Let's go over to Fusion now. Make sure that your playhead is in the correct spot. All right, on the Fusion page right here, you're gonna have a media in and a media out. Up here, I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see me pointing at the screen. Okay, for the media in, this is what we're working with. Go up to Effects Library, and we're going to search for Delta Keyer. Click the tool, it automatically gets added. Another thing that we want to do is make sure that we add a background node. So I am going to select Delta Keyer and then click on the background node, and everything went black. Now, what just happened was the background actually became the foreground and the foreground became the background. I'm going to reverse this. Make sure that merge is selected, hit Control T. You'll notice the yellow and the green switch places. Yellow is background, green is foreground. And boom, there I am again. Looking all stunning and stuff, you know. Make sure you have the Delta Keyer selected. Go over here, click on the eyedropper tool, and drop it on the green. Try and find a spot where it looks the cleanest. Right here looks pretty darn clean. As you can see, there's no green around my face at all, or even the rest of my body. We still have all of this going around here. So the best way to fix that is actually just to add a rectangle node right here to this merge. Come over here. You can either drag the rectangle over, or you can select the merge node and click on it. And take this, drag it up to here, and we'll adjust this a little bit. And you know, you can adjust this as you want to. Obviously, with the background that I had, I mean, I pretty much working within a small square of green, but if you can extend the green further, it is going to make it a lot easier. This actually looks really good, but my background is black. And you're going to notice, actually, if I switch back to the edit page real quick, my background is still black, but there's no green. It actually looks pretty clear. It looks pretty natural around me. So already that's a huge improvement over the green screen. Let's fix that black background though. Go back to the Fusion tab, click on the background node, drag the alpha down to 0. So we have an issue over here. The key is not 100% perfect, and this is something that we definitely need to fix because it looks weird. If I go over to even the edit page, you're gonna see this weird shadow box. Make sure Delta Keyer is selected. It's actually the matte tab that we want to work with here. And so with the threshold, we're just gonna drag this a little bit So that way I can get rid of this background here. So I'm going to drag the bottom part since it's the darker portion. And once I drag this over, the box disappears. I can come over here to the edit page, and it's actually very clear. So if I zoom in, there's no green whatsoever. All that spill is gone. If I jump to the middle of the frame, well, it really doesn't matter. Especially looking at my hair, there's no green in my hair whatsoever. All right, so it's actually not perfect. My hat is actually messing with the tree. I'm gonna fine tune this just a little bit more. I didn't realize that it was a little bit transparent there. So go back to Delta Keyer. In order to fix this, all I need to do is play with the foreground a little bit, which again is on the threshold. So if I take the higher part of the value and I drag it down, I don't want to drag it down too much because I don't want the weird shadows over here jumping in too. But if I zoom in, I think this looks better. All right, cool. So it's the game that you have to play. You have to play with the settings a little bit to have it match what you're trying to accomplish. So in this case, I just needed to bring down that top of the threshold a little bit, and for the bottom part, I just needed to bring it up about 1/3 of the way. Now if I zoom to fit, I have a little bit of an outline right there, and again, I can go back and fine tune that. That's not really a big deal. I just need to go to Erode on the Delta Keyer and bring it in. Boom. There you go, outline's gone. My hat is not transparent. I'm looking good. There's no green spill. Everything's working out. There's obviously a big difference between this clip over here and this clip right here. Naturally, the Fusion one was a lot easier to work with, whereas with the color page, it's a lot more finesse, and really for the amount of effort that you're going to put into it, Fusion is probably going to be the best option for you. Was it as good for you as it was for me? The dog thinks so. So, have you been using green screens the whole time? Is this something new to you? Did you even know these features existed? I want to know about it, of course, down in the comments below. Smash that like button if you got value out of this, and don't forget to hit subscribe, because despite the last 2 months, I do come out with videos all the time. Don't judge me. And until next time, I'll catch you later.